microphone and the camera is because there's a live stream. But the live stream is only for the first portion of the opening message, not personal messages. And let me know when we're ready back there, guys. Are we ready? Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for being here at Rama Institute. This is an amazing space. This is, I don't know, maybe the 7th or 8th time that I'm doing the circle here. And each time I come, the energy is just better and better. And if you haven't taken a yoga class here, you really should, because this is some serious yoga that goes on here. And by serious, meaning you will have some life-changing feelings happening here. So thank you for being here. Whose first time is it at the Circle of Light? Oh, okay. Well, welcome. I'm Riz. I'm the one who's going to be channeling for you tonight. The circle has been going on for close to 15 years. It's over 2,500 circles, so thanks for catching on now. It only took you 15 years. I was saying this at one of the circles recently. Someone raised their hand and said, I was 5 15 years ago. I was like, wow, this is good. That's exciting. You know, that someone brings their kid who's 5, and 15 years later now that person's 20 and on their path, really consciously, and coming to the circle on their own. So the circle's for everyone, because everybody has spirit guides. Everyone has spirit guides. I've never seen a person without a spirit guide. I've walked past people who lived on the street, and I could see guides around them. How do I see them? I don't know. Some people are born with a musical sense. Some people are born with all sorts of senses that they didn't try to have. For me, it was having experiences of being a medium and feeling spirits, relatives around people, things going on with their bodies. I mean, you name it, it would just kind of just come to me. And then later on, I learned to develop it. So I do believe that we are all psychic beings. I believe that we all do have a sixth sense, and you've all used it to some degree in your life where you've had a feeling that something was going to happen, or you think about someone and then you see them or someone connected to them. And this is something that I really love to teach people, is how to expand on that. So I offer classes and whatever words I can share with people about what my experience has been with this strange phenomenon. I didn't have a psychic grandma. I wasn't one of those lucky psychics who go, I came from a long line of gypsies, and I wish I did. Maybe I don't know. But so it was really being thrown into something and finding my way into that. And to this day, I have a million ways to explain what channeling is, but I'll keep it short and sweet. Channeling is when a medium does it. It's when they're able to enter into a trance, which is really just the word for a deep state of meditation, almost like sleeping. Has anyone ever heard of Edgar Cayce? Edgar Cayce was called the sleeping prophet. He was a channeler, but back then they used to call it like he was sleeping. So please look him up. And in that trance state, you are receiving downloads and messages. You guys do this how many times? Haven't you woken up with ideas? It's like that on steroids. That's what channeling is like. I came up with something new tonight. It's like that on steroids. It's an unconscious experience of consciousness, because I'm kind of unconscious. I don't really remember things that happen in the circle. And afterwards, it's kind of a blur. But you guys get the messages. And some of you are getting personal messages tonight, those people sitting over here. And those of you who aren't, thank you for being here and sharing in this energy. I know that even if you're not getting a personal message, there's going to be something that resonates with you tonight that you're going to say, that's for me also. Maybe more than just one message. So please do know that it's all for you as well. And I'm happy to be here with you. This is a very special date, 8/8, which is considered the Lion's Gate portal. And I'm sure the spirit guides are going to talk about what that means. So I'll leave that up to them. I'm going to walk you through. And by the way, hello to the live stream, everyone who's around the world watching. We have a lot of people signed up for the live stream tonight. Some people it's 3 in the morning where they are. So thank you for being here. The first portion of the circle will be broadcast, which will be the opening message. That will be for the group and for everybody watching at home. And during that time, you'll just learn to drop in and kind of feel how to flow with the energy of what's happening. Even if you've never been to a channeling circle before, I tell you, at first you may think, like, What's it going to be like? And within 5 minutes, you start flowing with it. You just start going, this is normal, natural. And so without going any bit longer, I just want to say if you if you need to get up and use the restrooms, of course you can, but please be discreet about it. And wait till the end when I'm back in the body speaking to you this way. After all the messages have been delivered, Red Eagle, who's my main spirit guide who gives the messages, he will bring me back into the body after he leads kind of like a cool down meditation. And then please don't fidget or talk to each other, and please be mindful when someone is getting a message not to talk during that. And I think that's about it. Do we have any questions before we begin? No? Okay. We'll start off with the meditation. And then we'll do that guided meditation, and in my blessing, my invocation, welcoming the spirit guides. I mean, they're already here, but why not welcome them? Then we'll do an Om together. That's a sound that brings us together in unison in a frequency that helps us to magnetize the energy, because it's not just me sitting here and channeling. You will feel more open and more psychically connected after this circle, especially if you really give yourself to the meditation and be with us throughout the circle. So thank you again for being here, and let's begin. So take your hands, place your palms facing upwards. Drop your shoulders and close your eyes. As you close your eyes, just tune into my voice. I'm speaking to you directly, you and only you. At the count of 3, we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, and we're going to send that air into your heart center. You're going to hold the air there for a few counts. And I want you to imagine it expanding like light, and then I'll say breathe out, and you'll exhale, releasing any tension, stagnation, resistance. And we'll do it twice, okay? Here we go. Drop your shoulders, relax your face. 1, 2, breathe in. Hold the breath, hold it in your heart. Feel it expanding like light, and blow out. Do it again, breathing in much slower. Much slower, 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 slower. Hold the breath peacefully, no force, no pressure. And exhale. Good. With your eyes closed, just bow your head a little bit, opening up the back of your neck, opening up the spine, allowing that relaxation to happen. And I want you to imagine that there's a beautiful light surrounding you. This light is emanating from between your eyebrows and at many points along your spine. Beautiful balls of light of different colors. Just let them appear. Don't try to force any of this. And it's sending healing light all throughout your system. Let that light get bigger and brighter, brighter and bigger. Bigger than this room, bigger than this city, bigger than this country, bigger than this planet. Zoom your vision out to outer space, looking down on planet Earth and surrounded in a circle of light. That's how much love you have. Just surround it, please. We need it. And you've got it in you. Just hold that light as I say this blessing, and hold it peacefully. Great Spirit of love, thank you for uniting us. Thank you for the blessings of the past, the present, and the future. Also, thank you for the blessings in disguise of the past, the present, and the future. Help us to heal and nourish our bodies, our minds, our spirits, and help us to help others do the same. We send love to our ancestors, both known or unknown from this lifetime or any lifetime, to our descendants, both born or never born from this lifetime or any lifetime, and to our spirit guides, our angels, our ancestors, our loved ones. Be with us. We wish peace for all beings everywhere, because peace is what we believe in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to start off the Om. You're going to join me, match the note as best as you can. You don't have to yell it, but don't mumble it. Just make a nice resonant sound in your chest. And after it's done, you can open your eyes and relax, and I'll say goodbye, and they will say hello. Here we go. I'm PHINEAS. Blessings. There are seasons on your earth of spring, winter, and summer and fall. You know them to be true, you experience them. You have modes of dress for each season. You have various harvests, fruits and vegetables, things that grow in each season. Each season has certain holidays that you celebrate. There is a theme, a vibration to all of these seasons. There are works of art, poetry, and music, symphonies, songs, mythology, all connected to the natural world of your planet Earth. And there are other seasons as well. They are seasons that are cosmic, such as this portal that you are referring to. It is a season. It is the alignment of certain celestial bodies and their effect on you. Now, what is interesting is there are those who say, I have heard of these portals or these chapters, and yet I don't feel anything. It is a nice sentiment to experience and to hear that others are experiencing. But what is this? I do not feel it. And perhaps that is the elephant in the room at times, that you do not actually feel it. And we shall elaborate upon that for you so that you may feel it more. You see, in this natural world, you have your earth, you have your sun and your moon. Scientifically, you have acknowledged and admitted that the sun is responsible for the life and the growth of all things on the earth, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, and so on. Your moon is affecting all of the water on the planet, including these bodies which are comprised mostly of water. You have words like lunatic that refer to the full moon's effect on the mind and the mood. And so, the sun and the moon are rather small, relatively speaking, in comparison to the planets in your solar system. Your moon is rather tiny. Your sun is even one of the smallest stars in the cosmos. There are much larger stars. And so there is a mood associated with the seasons, is there not? In autumn there is a mood. In spring there is a mood. You know this to be very, very clear. And yet you are perhaps a bit unaware of the cosmic seasons. And so your ancestors knew. You see, your ancestors were far more in touch with the universe than you were, for they did not have these electric lights and certainly no pollution. Thousands of years ago, your ancestors gazed into the cosmos. They were able to see the colors of various galaxies. They were able to see the movement of the stars and the planets far more clearly than you do with your naked eye. And so their connection was rooted in a certain circuitous energy of magnetism between man and earth and the cosmos, the ether. And so you were guided by ancient teachings such as astrology as you know it today, whether it is in the Egyptian culture or any other culture that refers to the movement and the effect of these movements of planets upon your emotions. Now take it as this Lion's Gate, as you refer to it. It is the alignment of Orion and Sirius and the Earth. And these celestial bodies have a profound effect, for their size is immense. Though their distance is quite great from the Earth, their waves of energy reach you. You see, everything travels in waves. Even you can, in a sense your future to some degree. Though you may say, I do not know what the future holds, it is not as if anything can happen in your future. Currently, you know there are probably about 5 or 6 various paths you could take. Some seem to be a little bit more far-fetched than the first or the second, but they are in the realm of possibilities. These exist as thought waves in your consciousness. And since all information travels in waves, such as light and sound, even thought, as you are discovering with your technology, you are now able to develop technologies that control physical matter using your thought patterns. For you are able to develop machines that are sensitive enough to pick up these waves. We have not yet delved into nor alluded to spiritual thought as you see it. the psychic phenomenon, the channeling phenomenon that you are experiencing currently. And what if we were to say to you that even this psychic phenomenon, or this channeling energy, the transmission that is coming through here, that you so far seem to agree with, is part of the natural world? It is a world of frequency, a vibration, of information that is constantly available to you. You see, if you become very sensitive, then you would even be able to read more than the energy in the room, but in objects. You would be able to see without seeing, hear without hearing. You see, you can hear without hearing. For example, at this very moment, let us do an experiment. Close your eyes. Now, as your eyes are closed, in your mind, hear your mother saying your name 2 or 3 times. All right, there it is. Now, you heard it, didn't you? Now, you may say, well, I heard it in my head. Let us break that down for a moment. You did not taste it, did you? Did you see it? Did you smell it? Did you touch it? No, you heard it. And so the sense of hearing exists. Now you may say, well, it is from a memory. She was not in the room saying that. Even if it is from a memory of her, the specific sense that you used to experience her saying your name was your sense of hearing, not smell, nor touch, nor taste, nor sight. And so you are psychic beings. You are receptive intelligence that is constantly processing information. Even in this room at the moment, you are hearing the voice coming from the channeler. You are aware of your peripheral vision. You are aware of how your bottom feels on this floor. You are aware of the temperature if you focus on it. All of these things are processing at infinite speeds inside of you. You are living, indeed, in a psychic reality, for even your physicists have told you there is more occupying the empty negative space, as you call it, in this room than there is in the positive, 3-dimensional space. And so, perhaps you are needing science to back up what your ancestors already told you. So be it. As long as the information gets to you, that is what is important. There are many bits of information that took you many, many years to hear. And now you are hearing them, truly hearing them. It is quite curious about not being able to hear information. And it is startling when one enters into a relationship as an adult, and eventually the partner begins to say things that the family was saying about you many years ago. Isn't that terrible? And so your partner then begins to have a conversation with your family, and they say, isn't it so? But now you can hear it, or you would have to hear it. Getting back to understanding how to receive the season, I wish to feel the Lion's Gate portal more, or any portal. It will make life more interesting, certainly. Let us say that you are wanting to experience something that others are experiencing, but you cannot find the spirit of it. Let us say that you have never experienced a certain holiday. Let us take Christmas, for instance. You need not be of that faith to feel the Christmas spirit if you have grown up in a culture where it is celebrated. Now let us say you did not, and you were to enter into that culture, and perhaps you would say, the spirit is with the tree decorating, or it is in the religious theology of it, or it is perhaps in the sweets that one eats at that time of year, or it is in the traditional garb, or the singing of songs. Or is it? And let us say you did all of those things. Does it mean that you feel the Christmas spirit? No. There is a certain magic that one can surrender to when they free their mind and open their senses more, their sensitivity. Senses and sensitivity, same word. Now take that understanding. Now let us say that you do click with this Christmas spirit, or the Halloween spirit, or whatever spirit you want to say of a holiday that you are unfamiliar with, and suddenly you begin to feel it. You begin to understand what makes a city tick when you move to another city. And eventually, after living there and truly experiencing it and letting it in, you begin to feel the vibration more powerfully working for you. Another example, you do not know how to dance, and someone is there to teach you. You do not know the rhythm, nor the beat, nor the tempo. You do not know how to place your feet or to move your hips or your shoulders, but you wish to dance. The music is interesting, but it has not yet moved you. And so you would have to then surrender to the energy of those who are dancing, to hold their hands, to help you, help them, help you, into moving to the rhythm. And eventually you will start to feel something. It will start to catch on. And you might then begin to say, there is something to this music. So it is not that you wake up suddenly and say, because it is a Lionsgate portal, I feel so wonderful. Not many people do that. Some say, it is a Lionsgate portal. What shall I do? What am I supposed to be feeling now? And others will create memes on the internet and tell you, this is what you should feel. Go and buy this and do this. And on one hand, it might seem a bit hokey. Or is it? Why do you feel if it said, here is how you celebrate Christmas? Go decorate a tree, smell the pine, bake some cookies, smell the cinnamon, play some of these lovely Christmas carols. Hear the heart and love in it. Don't worry about the theology. That is neither here nor there. And then you would not find that to be humorous, but you see, you will look upon that portal meme and say, is that real? It is simply that you are unfamiliar with it. But it is certainly older than many of your own current traditions. And so as you are moving through this cosmic space, as you are in the season of the lion and what it represents, the heart and the strength, the nurturing energy of the lion with their tribe, the way that they rest, learn from this lion, this animal spirit, and see what works for you. You need not be of that astrological sign to benefit from it. It is a good time for all of you to experience what it means to be a Leo. Try it on for size. You're doing your sign the rest of the year. Try it on for a week or so. There's a lot you could get from it. A lot you could get from learning how to dance another dance. Enjoy a celebration from another culture. This is what it means. Part of being a multi-dimensional self. And so do not be dismayed that you don't feel it. You are learning the beat and the rhythm. You are learning how to tune your frequencies. And then you will begin. Some say that seeing is believing. And we would like to tell you to examine and meditate upon the power of the phrase, believing is seeing. Write that somewhere. That when you believe it, you shall see it. If you had a spiritual awakening and suddenly you decided to look around the room and say to yourself, my goodness, how beautiful everyone is who is here. They are all uniquely, stunningly beautiful. And I see it. Many people who awaken from comas feel this way. Perhaps there is some coma you need to awaken out of. Do not wait until you are old and reflecting that you should have seen the beauty of everything sooner. And if there is anything that this Lionsgate portal can do, it is that sign of the lion is one who shines, who has a regal bearing. Like a sunflower, it is the good flower for this time period. And to allow yourself to feel that energy, you are natural beings. Do not let anyone rob you of your natural state that you are here to feel, to taste, to smell, to experience, and to intuit. Meaning you can also receive this celestial transmission through your own senses. And as you gather in experiences like this, these senses are heightened. If you were to spend time with expert musicians living around you, your ear would become more developed as they are practicing their instruments around you, singing in the home. And that would be unconsciously tuning you. And so the more you spend time in scenarios and events and exhibits of this phenomenon, you shall see and feel more of this sense yourself. For it is your natural birthright. All of you have this portal between your eyebrows. And as you are in the portal of Lion's Gate, it is good to spend a little time and not be so controlled that you must feel it a certain way. Your surrender here is very important. And so we wish you well in this endeavor, and to understand as you are expanding your consciousness that there are more and more wonderful phases of cosmic seasons in between your normal holidays that you can tap into. Any excuse to celebrate is a good excuse. No matter your background, your color, your affiliation spiritually, celebrate it all. Though you live forever, you only seem to remember certain lifetimes. Bless you.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Red Eagle. The professor come in. PHINEAS, he'd like to talk about the seasons. You say nature. You talk about the outside world. Then you talk about nature. And you have an inner nature, you have your own nature, you have second nature. You say that comes second nature to me. Well, why don't you make it first nature? You will be even better at it. It will become part of your nature. You have so much capacity to learn more. But right now, you have felt sometimes this hard drive very full. How much more can you put in there? You get tired. The mind starts to feel it is like a sponge with too much in there. You have to wring it out. So you have various activities you do. You can go on a trip. You can do plant medicine. You can go inside a cave and meditate. You jump out of a plane, whatever you want to do. It seems to clear all of this data that is in your head. But don't wait for it to clog up in there. Your spiritual practices, whatever they are not meant to be disciplines. It is a very hard word, discipline. Discipline you. That is not, nobody wants to be disciplined like that. Replace discipline with peaceful, happy, flexible habits. A lot more words, but much better for you. Peaceful, happy, flexible habits that are good. And you will grow much better. It is like you have yoga studio. Yoga is not meant for you to compete with. I have to stretch all the way over here. In a limited amount of time, you want to get better and better at yoga. We're going to tell you something. There is no such thing as I'm getting better at yoga. The phrase does not make sense. It is not a skill. Yoga is a therapy. Yoga is teaching you. What is it teaching you? The principle is that you're able to feel more aligned by stretching the body a certain way. Now, in yoga, give yourself plenty of time. Even if you only stretch more this much in 1 year, that is very good, because you did it peacefully. It is not the destination, as they say, it is the journey of it. It is how you feel after one yoga session. It is how you open your fingers and you breathe in and you have a moment of peace. So what are you getting better at? Maybe to surrender more. Maybe that is what yoga can teach you. So that is kind of what we're going to tell you and help you with messages tonight. So we will do that. All right, you ready for messages? Good. We will move the microphone away from you.
Positivity,